What's up? Welcome to my channel. This is DeltasCorner, and today we're going to talk about Fallout. Fallout is a very important game in my past. I played video games most of my life, but there was a period of time where I just kind of fell out of gaming. And Fallout New Vegas specifically was a game that got me back into gaming. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a very important series to me. And when I heard Amazon was making a Fallout TV show, I didn't care initially. I thought they were going to screw it up, but it turns out they may have made one of the greatest video game adaptations I've ever seen, at least. So I decided to make a video on it. And my sister happens to also be a big Fallout fan, and she watched the series as well. So I invited my sister over, and we had a sit down, and we talked Amazon Prime's new Fallout series. We like to nerd out to things like that, so every once in a while I might invite her onto my channel. I do want to warn you that there are spoilers in this, both for the TV series and for the Fallout video games. So if you don't care about the spoilers, enjoy. Okay, so I am here with my sister.
Hey.
What is your name again?
Anna.
There we go.
And what's yours?
Delta.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm sitting here with my sister, and we just finished the Fallout series on Amazon Prime.
We are Fallout franchise fans, and pretty much fans of anything that Bethesda Studios comes out with.
Except for Starfield. Anyway, so what were your first impressions on Amazon's Fallout?
I was impressed. Mostly because it made me feel the same way that I feel playing games. It's laid out and done in a very similar way that the games are. So it gives you that feeling of nostalgia and brings you back to when you first played either, especially Vegas or Fallout 4. Very nice. How about you?
Oh, same thing. I was not expecting this to be as good as it was in reality. I assumed that we were going to get typical modern day Hollywood garbage.
Yeah.
Lack of a better term. But no, I was pleasantly surprised. Right away, I think character development was a key focus in the first few episodes. Was there anything in the first episode that stuck with you or resonated with you from the Fallout games? I know you're a big Fallout 4 fan.
I am a big Fallout. I would say it was how everything looked, from the props that they used to the sets. Everything was just spot on Fallout. It was very true to the games. That was the very first thing that I noticed.
It was. Episode. How did you like the Fallout shelter?
Oh my gosh, it was awesome. It was so awesome.
That was perfectly done.
And even down to little details like the piping and the curtains that hang in the windows and everything, the flooring, everything it screams Fallout.
I watched a little behind the scenes on it, and they actually did go through meticulously creating that entryway. At least was I believe from the looks of it, they're probably basing it off of Fallout 4.
But definitely looked Fallout 4.
Everything down to the rust and weathering of the metal that supposedly is over 200 years old.
Yep.
They did very well.
Yeah, it looked great. And you know how, and I don't even remember if this was the first episode or not, but how the bridge type thing moves up and goes up towards the door that opens and everything. The whole sequence was exactly how it happens in the game.
Yeah, and then Lucy, played by Ella Purnell, she gets to do the grand reveal of the Wasteland, which is a staple of at least all Fallout games dating back to Fallout 3. I was just so happy when I saw that. So that was a big moment for me for trusting the series.
Yeah.
So, was it maybe 20 minutes into the first episode?
I was a little less skeptical at first. I mean, I knew that it had the potential to go the same way as other series have gone. And I was hoping for the best, but expecting that it might not be the best. But I watched a lot about the production, and I had seen, like, when they first brought out that first teaser where it's the Amazon, where they have, like, this type of a screen, and then it has Amazon that comes up on it, where they're just kind of teasing that something's going to come out on Amazon. And that was long before the whole COVID year thing.
Long before the pandemic.
Yes, long before the pandemic. And I've been just like reading things about it, not necessarily reviews or other people's thoughts on it, just reading about what they're doing and how they're producing it. And I had a suspicion that this one might actually be good, which is why I kept sending you.
I was not in that boat. I had my reservations.
And rightfully so.
When I first heard that Amazon was making a Fallout series, I instantly wrote it off. I thought it was going to be trash. And then the first trailer came out, and I wasn't terribly impressed with the first trailer.
The first trailer didn't do it any favors.
I honestly can't remember why, but I remember thinking, yeah, it's not going to be great. Then the second trailer came out a few months ago, and that's when I could be wrong, but I think you first see the power armor and some more combat-focused footage, and you start seeing a little bit more of the wasteland in that trailer, I believe. I can't remember the first trailer. The
first trailer, there was a little bit of power armor in it, but it didn't have much substance to it. It was just kind of flashes of stuff. It really didn't give you much.
But after that second trailer, I started restoring some of my belief in the fact that, okay, maybe it'll be worth a watch. I kind of just didn't pay attention to it much until it was like last week when I heard that it was dropping. Because I think Amazon originally had planned to have it come out on Friday. And then they just all of a sudden released it on Wednesday.
I was surprised when you asked me if I was going to watch it that night. And I'm like, wait, it doesn't come out until later this week, right? Nope, there it was.
Yeah, no.
Ready to watch.
That must have been a last-second decision by them. Whatever, it kind of worked for me because I could kind of watch it at night through my work week and finish it. I finally finished it yesterday. So
I binged it in like 3.5 days.
Yeah. We watched it together. Jonathan Nolan directs Fallout, and this is the first time for me that I can remember seeing anything directed by him. And it is easily in my top 10 favorite shows of all time. I don't know exactly where it ranks, but...
Yeah, I was going to say I haven't been this excited about a show since The Walking Dead.
It's The Walking Dead, yeah. The original Walking Dead.
The original, when it was
the first few seasons were really good.
Before it got horrible.
Well...
I mean, not horrible.
I lost interest. So the cast of Fallout, to me, other than Walton Goggins, these are all new-ish actors and actresses.
I don't necessarily recognize a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I know that Ella Purnell has been in a few other things. Nothing that I've really watched. This is the first thing that I've seen her in, and it is her portrayal of Lucy is amazing. And one of my biggest fears of this series is that she was going to be the girl power social justice avenger, and that is not at all what her character is.
Not at all. And what's even more special for me is that she is portrayed exactly the way I play my character in the game.
Yeah, I think that was intentional.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to create Lucy in one of my Fallout games, it would basically be her. I mean, the way I play, the decisions I make.
Just walking around the wasteland making moral decisions.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Or as moral as possible.
Yeah. I don't even really steal in Fallout. It makes me feel bad even though it's a video game.
You're not living your best life.
I know.
So we have the character of Maximus, who's played by Aaron Moten. And I don't recognize him from anything in the past either. I'm not saying he hasn't been in anything, but I don't personally recognize him. And his character of Maximus is kind of hard to pin down.
Yeah.
Because I feel like his story is just beginning, especially at the end of the series.
Yeah. And I find him hard to read as to what's really going on in his head. I would say the one thing
I think it's he doesn't know. Like, he doesn't know what he wants. Everything's changing so quickly for him.
That's true. The one thing I did really like about him that was kind of like a tasty little nugget to me was that he ended up being the boy in the refrigerator, which I just thought was give that character a purpose in this TV world.
For people who haven't played the Fallout games, that's been kind of a running theme throughout Fallout games. You'll just be wandering the wasteland and there'll just be a refrigerator. You open it up thinking there might be something useful in there, and there's just bone. And people are hiding in refrigerators to escape nuclear blasts.
I believe this was Fallout, but the boy, I think in Fallout 4, there actually is like a little boy ghoul in the refrigerator.
There is a part with But Maximus is not a ghoul.
No, he is not. No. And he didn't spend 200 years in the refrigerator. Right. And he didn't spend 200 years in the refrigerator. So.
No. So one of the most divisive characters in the series, because he plays two separate roles. Walton Goggins' portrayal of Cooper Howard and the Ghoul.
Yeah, definitely. He's, for me, was a love-hate character from the start.
Love-hate character, yeah. I had trouble... I'm having troubles
That's quite obvious.
So I had trouble watching the series, understanding if he was a good guy or a bad guy. The series tries to make it very clear that he's a bad guy in the beginning. But then as the season goes on, you start to understand his motives.
Yeah, and I always kind of wondered, even when he was doing all of that bad stuff, is this really a good guy that's just extremely jaded? And he's got a goal, and he's just getting to that goal no matter what he has to do to get to it.
How do you feel about his portrayal of Cooper Howard, though? The scenes that go back to pre-war, what would it be? It would be 2077.
Fantastic. I think he portrayed, especially like when you play Fallout 4 and you actually see the characters pre-war, he portrayed, a character from that time quite well.
Yeah. I think the whole show portrayed that era well. Actually, as the first scene in the show is them at what looks like a house party, like a birthday party. You can tell right away, if you're familiar with the Fallout series, that this is a pre-war scene. Yeah. Cooper Howard is the main character there, along with his daughter. One of the things as a Fallout fan that got me, his daughter is standing by a window, and she's just giving the window a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
In the TV show, they explain that if you're looking at a mushroom cloud and your thumb is bigger than the cloud, it's essentially not as dangerous of a bomb. But if it's bigger than the bomb, you can just, or if the mushroom cloud is bigger than your thumb, you can basically just kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah.
And the thing is that is essentially the Fallout logo.
Right, is the thumbs up. Yeah.
Is Vault Boy giving the thumbs up with his eye winked.
Yep.
And everything. And I'm not sure if people who haven't played that game really got that fact. That was a little nod to Fallout player community.
Yeah, definitely. There were a lot of little nods.
Oh my god, the whole show is full of fan service.
Yeah.
So, and fan service done in the right way.
Yeah.
Examples of like bad movies.
We won't trash anyone else, but
yeah, no.
People know that there are bad attempts at this by others.
But as we discussed before, the vaults look great. Just perfect, almost. I mean, perfect. I can't even think of anything that's wrong with them. And they are complete set pieces too, apparently. Maybe not all of them, but I know the main one for Vault 33.
Yeah, that's what I read.
Is a complete set piece. Then once you get out in the wasteland, it's more Fallout.
I know.
It doesn't look like Hollywood rendering of Fallout. It looks like Fallout brought to life.
Right.
And they go to the town of Philly, it was another set piece that is built by Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but it was a set designed for the show, which again, you say in the year 2024, these are all filming techniques that are kind of old and they work really well.
Yeah.
Like the power armor.
Yeah.
Power armor was an actual suit of power armor. So, which there's actually some videos online where Aaron Moten talks about getting in for the power armor and thinking it was really cool for the first 5 minutes, and then realizing that it's extremely heavy to move your arms and everything.
I can imagine. It looks pretty heavy. Go into certain scenes, and there's a scene with a wooden ladder up to this like wooden shack with a little sign that says, they look exactly like the little wooden shacks in the game, and I like to build settlements in Fallout 4, and all of a sudden you'll see a picture hanging on a wall that is the exact picture that would hang up in Fallout 4 when you're building a settlement and decorating the walls and everything. It's just so cool because I've never seen anything that detailed and specific to a game like that.
And there was the real life Red Rocket gas station.
Yes, and that was so cool.
Which I think has confused a lot of people because
confused me.
It looked like the one in Boston.
Yeah.
From Fallout 4, and it wasn't. It was in California, but I think they intentionally designed the layout of it and the look of it with the trees and everything and the hill across the road.
Yeah. They
intentionally made it look like the one in Fallout 4. It wasn't Boston, so.
Right, it's not Boston, but it does look exactly like the Red Rocket. For me, it doesn't really matter if they merge some of the games together in a way. I mean, they can't do a separate show for each separate section. So to be able to see aspects from the entire franchise, you're going to have to do a little bit of marketing, in my opinion.
Yeah, Yeah, the whole plot line with J.D. Sands, that's, I believe, from Fallout 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
they're pulling pieces from all the Fallouts. Honestly, Fallout 3, I didn't see much in there specifically from Fallout 3, but there's a lot of similarities between New Vegas and 3 other than the location.
You know, another pull-in that maybe your viewers can help us with. We have a little bit of a dispute. I think the dog is dog meat. You think he's not dog meat.
He's not dog meat.
So maybe you guys can comment and help us try to figure this out.
He's not. He's 404 something is the dog's name.
Yeah, but I mean, in Fallout 4, did we really know where dog meat came from?
No, but the dog meat was in Boston.
Like, he couldn't have traveled? I mean, think of Homeward Bound.
Fallout 4 took place in 2087, and this show takes place in 2096. Or no, I'm sorry, not 2287 and 2296.
A relative dog meat, maybe?
Maybe. It could be, but...
I mean...
From dog meat.
The ghoul did call him.
He did call him dog meat, but I
don't know.
It's not the same dog.
Tell us what you think. I mean, just give us your opinion. We'd like to try to settle this dispute. It's the one thing we can't agree on. It's kind of silly.
So, okay. Last character I want to dive into here. Kyle MacLaine plays Hank.
Yep.
Lucy's father. So, what do you think about this, the character?
Diabolical, and his entire character brings you to the same ethical questions all of these games end up bringing you to.
He's such a Fallout character.
He is, yeah.
It's from the very beginning of the series, he is loving, kind-hearted, and yeah, we're doing spoilers here.
Yeah,
so,
sorry.
By the end of the 8-episode series, he is, I'm almost sure, going to be the main villain. There's a scene at the end where he is he's walking through the Mojave, and he's walking up over a hill, and then you see New Vegas. A broken down, more dystopian version of New Vegas, but it is definitively New Vegas. And of course, this takes place 15 years after the events of Fallout New Vegas. He's clearly going there to try to reconnect or find Robert House, who is the Robco guy. There's just this scene, though, of him there in the sun. He's got a scar on his face, and he has this scarl on his face. Or, is that the right word?
Snarl.
Yeah, he's a very different person from when you first meet him. And he's wearing the power armor, and it's just, I was like, oh, this is going somewhere where I want it to go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that I think season 2 of Fallout is going to essentially be Fallout New Vegas 2.
Yeah, I agree.
This is going to be the continuation of the New Vegas series, even though the season 1 you could say is also New Vegas, but
there's a lot of New Vegas in it. Yeah,
it's character development and series development in season 1, and then the thick of it I think is going to start in season 2, and I cannot wait for it.
I mean, I can't wait for it either. But I also love how at the end, again, spoilers, but Lucy has to make this decision. Does she go with Brotherhood of Steel and leave her father, or go with her father and leave this man that she in love with?
She didn't go with the Brotherhood of Steel.
She didn't.
She went with the Ghoul.
Yes, she went with the Ghoul. But the choice that she was trying to make at the time was to go with Brotherhood of Steel or choose her father.
Oh, no, not Brotherhood of Steel.
Well, she's choosing the guy.
Well, she chose the Ghoul at the end. The decision point was between, I forget what her character's name is, the leader of that small NCR group.
Yeah.
And the Brotherhood of Steel was attacking the NCR outpost.
Yes, but she wanted to stay with that guy.
The Ghoul?
No, the black guy.
Oh, Maximus.
She wanted to stay with Maximus.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So, they both don't want anything to do with any of the conflicts going on.
Right, exactly.
They just kind of like each other. So.
But, my point is that she had to make this decision. She just found out all this horrible stuff about her dad. And now she has to make this decision on whether or not to leave him. Which kind of makes me feel like at the end of, Fallout 4, do I kill my son or not? Kind of.
Yeah.
It kind of leaves you within that same ethical dilemma that Fallout games like to put you in.
Yep, the Fallout gray area.
Yeah.
That's the sweet spot.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Very well done.
very well done. Yeah, my conclusion is I originally had no expectations for the series, and now it's one of my most anticipated
Oh yeah.
any forms of media coming out.
Yeah, I'm
So
horrified that I have to wait until 2025 to see any more.
maybe Bethesda will just push out Fallout New Vegas.
Mm.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're welcome. And you know,
Jack says thank you too. Oh, I forgot about the alien blaster.
meerkats. See ya.
Bye. And I'm Delta from Delta's Corner, and I want to wish you all a great week and see you next time.